interrupt that? Hello, I'm Alex Pustinger, and I'm doing my informative speech on youth in sports. Um, it's that time of the year again where parents have to decide whether or not they're going to choose to let their children play in the sporting events of the season. As a coach and a former player, I know that wellness of children and oneself is the most important thing when deciding whether or not to let their child play sports. With the research that I've learned, there are many ways that children can be affected by playing sports, and that's mentally, physically, and socially. Physical health is very important, and when deciding whether your child is ready to play, things to consider are if they're of their average height for their age, so that they're competing with people of the same size, which with that also goes the right weight. Also, whether or not they know how to use their bodies so that they're not at a higher risk of injuring themselves or others, and um, how to control their fine-tuned muscle movements. Along with physical health, there's also the mental aspect. Um, when knowing whether or not it's the right time is when you realize your child knows that the difference between right and wrong. Also, being able to understand the rules of whatever sport they're deciding to play, whether it be baseball, basketball, football, hockey. Along with this, it also goes that they know how to listen to adults, whether it's their coaches or the officials of the game. Also, knowing that they're ready to play, which is how to handle the game and the aspects of playing the game, and following the rules that are implemented with it. Also, sportsmanship is a big thing, and that's not being a sore loser, accepting a loss, along with being a respectable winner and not showboating or bragging and rubbing it in others' faces. The next aspect would be social development, and that's a big thing when it comes to children. Making new friends is very important so that they can gain connections and they can meet new people. Proper treatment of equipment and coaches is a very important thing. That way they're not damaging somebody else's property. And also respecting others, because when you're involved with sports, especially at young ages, you're playing with both genders, not just people of the same gender. And also, you may encounter people of different ethnicities and different backgrounds, so you know how to react to playing with others. Also, it's important that they respect the coaches and their other players, along with fans who are there to support them and their endeavors. With that comes there are many risks or injuries that can occur. Head injuries, which the majority of the time are concussions, which is a big thing right now. Muscle injuries, whether it's just strained muscles or muscle tears in the legs or in the arms. A major one is kids nowadays in Little League are tearing their labrums and their shoulder muscles, which is affecting how they develop and grow. Another thing that happens is broken bones or fractures, and that can alter how a child grows and develops, especially if it's a growth bone or a growth plate that they break. There may be a lot of ways people can get injured, but there's also a lot of research being done. Two major contributors to that are the NHL and the NFL. They're both doing a lot of testing and studying in concussions, because concussions are a really big thing right now, and they're both actively trying to improve the safety by adapting pads and helmets and different kinds of equipment so that the play of the game is a lot safer. Both of these organizations are also implementing ways to make kids more active. The NFL actually has a Play 60 program, and it's to get their children more active and involved in their communities. Being more active helps fight juvenile diabetes along with obesity, and helps you develop into a stronger person over time. With this, it comes down to the parents to make their decisions, though. Parents can choose, obviously it's the parents' decision whether or not they want their children to play or not to play, but at the same time they need to take into consider all the factors to make sure that their children are safe and are physically capable of playing, mentally stable to play, and they want to play, and socially and they're sociable enough that they'll get along with others and decide that they want to play. So in conclusion, it is the parents' final to say, but they really should take into all aspects of whether or not their children will participate. Thank you for listening. Done. 6:04.